Welcome back to the Crooked Smile podcast brought to you by Macca Media Group. Today is a duo.
Yeah, welcome back. We thought we'd do a little catch up because, you know,
We've had too many guests on.
Every now and then you guys just need to be happy with just us, you know?
Well,
Do you reckon? Do you reckon people are just happy with us?
a big ask.
I mean, we have had some great guests on the last few weeks, and I know last time we had a duo episode, it was all about you, but today's episode is all about us.
Yeah.
And us being really funny and trying to get good content from just the two of us, which I think we could do because we're pretty funny guys, hey?
I'm kind of breaking the fourth wall here.
I love breaking the fourth wall. So Campbell was doping the other day. Hopefully this video doesn't get banned for drug use, but
All our videos get banned for some reason.
for some reason,
Whether it's the police force
death
or...
grip ban.
Yeah.
They don't want people to know. That's a conspiracy, the death grip that no one knows about. That's why we got banned.
Yeah, so I had some damaged cartilage in my shoulder and my sports medicine doctor reckons it's a tear. And so I've been doing cortisone injections to try and fix it. It hasn't worked. So I did a PRP, a double injection of PRP, one on the cartilage and one on the bursitis and tendon.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they take out your own blood, just like a blood test. And then they go and spin it with platelets and plasma, I think.
Plasma.
Well,
Yummy.
something to do with that. I'm not an expert, obviously. And then they spin it around and then re-inject it back into the injuries to try and get a growth response.
It's like sort of like stem
Or
cell,
an adaptation
stem cell
response.
treatment.
I
Similar vein?
asked my specialist, is it like stem cells with your own blood? And he said, kind of.
Kind of.
So this specialist is coming on in June
Very interesting.
and he'll be able to explain it more then. But
June.
Great start today, lads. Well, I would ask for your Sunday thoughts, but it's a Saturday, so it's just
Yeah.
It,
We've moved our recording to a Saturday, so
do
I
you
don't
wake
know.
up and feel different?
Saturday thoughts. How lucky are we to live in such a safe, stable country, in such a safe, beautiful city? I was walking in Matilda Bay this morning, and if you're in Matilda Bay, there's a nice cafe there, Bayside Kitchen. You look out over the beautiful Swan River, nice and flat, lots of nice boats to the city. It's actually really, it's nice to take a moment. So I don't know. There's a significant difference between Saturday and Sunday thoughts and Sunday mornings and Saturday mornings, but
I feel like Saturdays is more positive because you're in the thick of the weekend.
Absolutely.
Sunday's kind of depressing because the weekend's ending.
The world is your oyster. There's just opportunities everywhere. Like you just think that,
Like?
everything anything and everything could possibly happen. Like next day you could, within the next hour, someone could walk up to you and hand you $1 million, or
Could
it's
find
just
love.
yeah, you could find love. It's just a world of possibilities. So yeah, that were my Saturday thoughts. I think the world is a beautiful place, and the news cycle is always very negative, and there is some terrible things going on in the world. But people that have the kind of nice, lucky upbringing that we've had in a beautiful, beautiful city, I think we just need to be grateful and keep things in perspective. Campbell. Those are my Saturday thoughts today.
Unlike the news, our podcast has actually been quite positive lately with some of the guests we've been
It
having
has
on.
been really positive and great interactions and
We've had some
chats.
really cracker people.
crackerjack. Well, great people. It's amazing when you start this kind of thing, that process. If you start asking by asking one person, and they know a few other people, and they have a podcast, and then they're referring other podcasts, and so we've been quite lucky with that. I feel like, and especially in the health professionals area.
It's just the journey and not the destination,
It's just networking.
Yeah. But you never know where networking will take you.
Well, I was networking last night at Pika Bar.
Oh,
Great networking, yeah.
for the podcast?
No.
Oh,
I make that joke because Pika Bar is great. Have you been to Pika Bar before?
no.
It's the one that's next to the train station, like Perth Institute of Cultural Arts, something like that. Great bar, great mix of, more fun people, and then there's businessy people, and there's just like people in between.
Describe the people in between.
The people in between are just, fun-loving people that also like to
But
get
what do
down
they
and
wear?
do hard work.
Are
I
they
don't know.
sneakers or a boots?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe like a sneakers. So you got you've got maybe like a Birkenstock wearer.
But are you allowed to wear Birkenstocks at clubs?
No, it's a pub. It's a pub.
Are you allowed to wear Birkenstocks at a pub in the city?
I guess so. I think it's pretty laissez-faire. Like, it's pretty relaxed. So you got that. That's the end of the spectrum, and then this end of the spectrum is your work shoes or your RMs, and then in the middle you got your sneaker. And I was wearing my New Balance sneakers. I was feeling really fly.
It would be safe to say on the spectrum you were in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, that's where I was. Yeah.
Nice.
Jesus. Anyway,
we had a nice message from Lloyd, who came on recently, our most popular episode so far, which was a great
You haven't
episode.
even responded to it yet, so how do you know it exists?
Well, you were telling me about it. I still got to read it.
Yeah.
So we had a nice message from Lloyd, who came on the show recently. He was our most popular guest in an episode so far. Great guy, great story.
Great story.
Great purpose. Like
resilience.
What he's doing now with it, like how he's helping young men, and he's really raising awareness for issues in today's society. I think he's a great guy.
Is it that clip?
Stoic,
is it that clip that he's talking about? I think that's one of my highlights from the thing. It's probably one of yours. Is that you only have 18 years from basically when you're 18 to when you're like 35 or 17 years.
10 to 15 years period from 20 to 35.
From 20 to 35, where you're completely like you're not caring for anyone. Most people aren't caring for anyone in particular, and you don't have really anyone caring for you. And those are the years where you have to look after yourself.
Like, really build the habits that are going to set your life up for success.
So I thought that was really good. And when you think about it, it's quite scary actually, because it's not a very long time. But
we had a very interesting sexologist on as well recently, which was our second most popular episode. And there was some actually really key points there that I thought were some great takeaways that not many people tend to think about.
It was a sexy episode.
With a sexpert.
With a sexpert. No, I think that was good because, lots of the stuff that we've been talking about, or even with Dr. Andrew Tan, urologist, stuff that people don't feel too comfortable talking about, and Melissa, the sexologist that came on, I think that was good for us to, like, I don't know, it put us out of our comfort zone, I guess. Like, I was trying not to laugh sometimes, but also it's interesting stuff because no one talks about the reason why you're trying not to laugh is because you don't hear those things talked about enough, right? And she, spoke so freely and just like,
exactly.
technically
I think the takeaway from it was that it's okay to communicate about these sort of things, and you should be comfortable in doing so.
You should.
We had a chiropractor on who actually was running restaurants in London before he came and decided he wanted to be a chiropractor.
Yeah.
And then he referred us to some TCM, Chinese traditional medicine, traditional Chinese and acupuncture people.
Practitioners.
And I feel like the theme, right, of all these people.
Yeah, let's tie it in with a nice little bow.
It was very, very like physical and mental health.
Related.
Are related and a kind of one. Like, you really got to look after both your physical and your mental health. Like, you could tie it into every single episode of those. Every single one of those episodes.
We're almost wrapping it up last week in a sense, where Ethan and Shannon were talking about, the connection between the mind, body, soul, that sort of thing. Obviously, that's the backing of all this traditional Chinese medicine thing. But yeah, if you can kind of get those all working as one, get all aspects of your life humming, then but physical, mental health, massive link, and I'm sure there's so many studies out there and we're not experts on it. But
we've still got a few more people in the health and wellness sort of realm of guests coming on in the future. But what else do you guys want to see? Do we want to see, I mean, we're thinking maybe pivoting into more businessy sort of stuff or sports. But like, what type of guests would you guys find interesting? Because we put on our Instagram questionnaire asking
what guests they'd like to see. Oh no, this could be fun.
Have a look. I haven't had a look yet, so I'm having a look now. People in hobby spaces. Finally, an actual nice response.
People in hobby spaces. Nice, yeah.
So people who are into hobbies like building planes,
trains, automobiles,
fans,
Star Wars collection. I've got a good friend that collects 50s. Well, no, he has an obsession
Nikola Tesla fusion reactors.
50s, 60s guitars.
Yeah.
Obsessions. Yeah.
I read something. The guy who designed the electric guitar didn't actually like rock and roll.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, he kind of screwed up then because it was basically the most important invention in rock and roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Whammy! 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 Whammy!
The wind is really windy.
Well, you know the old expression. Nope.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
A fair bit's been going on, but
Yep.
as presenter of Cam's News, I really delve deep into the news
Yeah,
to
cut through the rubbish.
you cut through the rubbish and really pick the key things that are going on in the world today to educate you, the audience, the fans.
Key.
So, number one, Emma Stone, her real first name is actually Emily.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But that name was already taken in Hollywood, so like she had to like, I don't know. That's what I read.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
So Milan, city you've lived in.
Milano.
There
for
is
4 months.
a new piece of legislation that has been passed, or not been passed, but it has been submitted with hopes of being passed in 12 of the districts in Milan to ban takeaway food after 12 p.m. at night.
Wow.
And they tried to do this in 2013 and it was unsuccessful, but they're trying to do it again. So it would mean a massive tradition of late night walks and gelato gone in Milan.
That's not fast food.
Yeah, ice cream's part of it.
Takeaway food. Okay. I thought you were saying like your
takeaway.
McDonald's. And
No,
stuff.
not fast food, just takeaway. So like pizza places, ice cream, like
After 12 p.m.
AM.
12 a.m. Okay.
AM.
Interesting. That's intriguing. I don't know. I mean, people aren't usually out.
But it's an Italian tradition I was reading for people to go for late night walks and gelato.
Yeah.
Like it's very common part of the culture. And
Maybe not after 12 a.m. though. But most places won't be open to 12.
but what
after
if you're
12 a.m.
but what if you're clubbing in Milan and then you leave the club and you go for an ice cream?
But you never went for ice cream afterwards.
And you get a pizza.
Unfortunately, no. Usually it was your traditional fast food measures. I'm sorry to say.
The last story for Cam's News. It's a big one. It's a fascinating.
Is this the one
It's
that
an
you were telling me
interesting
about before? You've got good news. Don't worry.
Deep thoughts.
Yeah.
Germany, right?
Germany,
The country in Europe.
not the person.
No, not the person.
Not the person. The country.
So there is a type of vending machine in Germany that has been booming as an industry/business venture lately. Could you guess what it is? What commodity is inside this vending machine?
As in what commodity is in? It's going to be like a rock or precious metal or something.
No, it could be food.
Oh, well, okay. So not literal commodities. So we're not going to have an iron ore vending machine.
Potatoes, tomatoes, potatoes.
Potatoes, tomatoes. Yes, absolutely. Knowing the Germans,
I reckon you could guess it.
sausage.
Yeah.
Really?
Vending
Wow,
machines.
that just feeds so perfectly.
Sausage
into the
vending
stereotype. Sausage.
sausage vending machines in Germany have been booming lately. Imagine going to a vending machine.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Just all these Frankfurt sausages.
Sausage. Think about the chemicals they have to put in that to keep them, to make sure they keep in these vending machines. Or they're just like super cold. I don't know.
Well,
like,
if you have like proper good quality sausages, how long do they last? If it's in a cold vending machine, if it's in a fridge.
not that long, I feel. I don't
A
know.
month?
Are they just like standing up and they've got the little
But it's
wire
like-
things that go,
I reckon like a processed sausage that's still like semi-good, like good with good quality meat. It's not like a garbagey one.
well, most sausages
still
are
lasts
just
long.
the throwaways of
Even in
what's in
Germany?
the, I don't know what's in
Because I feel like
Germany.
Germany do the gourmet sausages.
Sausage. No, it's still like if you cut up an animal, you're going to use
It's like the
you know,
chicken,
the steak,
the
the
chicken
loin,
nuggets
whatever.
of Europe.
You're going to use all the good parts, yeah, and then it's kind of like whatever's left over gets mushed together.
The chicken nuggets of the red meat.
which might not still not might be that bad, but like I don't know. Yeah, surely German engineering is fascinating. So maybe they've got a way
Well, it's
to keep
booming.
these.
It's booming.
Yeah, is it called sausage to go? Sausage.
That was Cam's News, everybody.
Sausage.
That was Cam's News.
Sausage to go. Yeah.
Cam's News is now over.
Imagine getting a sausage to go and then going to Berghain and getting rejected.
What's Berghain? Is that like
the one that you
club?
don't get in? Yeah, I watched a video on it the other day. It's a retired energy power plant from years ago, and like during the 90s.
What's the secret criteria to getting in?
Oh, you just have to it's really actually hard to, because they can have different things for different nights, and like they know it's crazy. Maybe not in Berghain, but in other German clubs, they know the security guard out the front knows what like the demographic of each level that they've let in, which is crazy. So they're like, oh well, or like they're keeping track of it. So if there's too many men in the top floor, they're going to start letting in women to the top floor. It's crazy like that. But like, it can change night on night, apparently, from what I hear. But usually it's like you should be German. You should be wearing something dark. You should be, well-dressed, obviously. But like you have to embody this personality, which is almost like not an emo gothic, but it's like you're like a troubled writer or like a troubled, or like a troubled artist or something like that. Apparently that's the sort of so if you're like a drunk British guy, which is apparently what they get, a lot of drunk British guys coming and trying to get in, you're probably not going to get in because you don't really like appreciate the culture surrounding, because it's born out of I think it's born out of post-Cold War Germany, and it's like, it's in East Germany, and it's anyway. It's when the
I got a question.
All sorts of funky stuff.
And we might have to bleep out one of the words in this question.
Oh no, why?
But if I was to wear like a all black suit, right?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Do you reckon they would let me in?
No. Let's leave East Berlin and come back to
2024.
Quarterly review of
2024.
What are our financials for this quarter, Campbell? Let's not talk about it. No, I'm kidding.
We're taking the rich dad poor dad approach, where we just reinvest every penny we make into good debt.
Abundance mindset.
So I've got some stuff down for what's happened this quarter so far. So number one, Diddy. So
jeez, it's been a year for pedophiles.
The new Epstein, Sean Combs, P. Diddy. There's been a lot of allegations, a lot of lawsuits filed against him. House in California was raided by the feds.
What have they found?
So there's a lot of conspiracies around it, because it's like the Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy stuff. It's just lots up in the air. No one really knows what's going on, but there's no party like a P. Diddy party. Like he would have all the young superstars over. There's rumors that like him and Meek Mill, so there's rumors that Diddy is closeted, and in the industry would make famous people sleep with him, kind of like Hollywood sort of old style producers.
Blackmail. Oh, and then he'd say we'd connect you to the
if you sleep with me, you can be in this movie. If you sleep with me, our label will pick you up for this.
Is he a
song.
producer?
Yeah, he was the first
movies does he
billionaire
produce?
rapper producer.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's why he was known for, Diddy.
Movie producer.
No, rap.
Oh yeah, but you're saying movies.
No, it's like the old Hollywood movie producers where he extorts the young. So kind of like that, and then there's cameras everywhere in his house, and he'd have celebrities over and kind of Epstein them with that sort of thing. But there's conspiracies. There's conspiracies,
The
right?
new
So
Epstein.
they did a raid on his house.
Well, not really the new Epstein, because Epstein's involved very, very young people.
No, but there's rumors that it's
underage.
human trafficking with Diddy.
Oh my gosh.
Rumors. Allegedly.
Hollywood's a scary place.
But
eyes wide shut.
The conspiracy is when all the feds went to his house and raided his house and stuff, where he obviously wasn't there, he was somewhere else.
Yeah.
That instead of getting all the evidence, it was actually the same sort of people that protected Epstein's list and were actually seizing all the evidence to conceal and hide.
Lots of conspiracies.
Yeah.
Lots of conspiracies
Well,
out there.
if you think about it,
Crazy
Epstein's
world.
list is still not out.
No, they released it.
No, they haven't.
Well, they released some of the names on it. That's how they found Stephen Hawking was there. He was on the list. That's
No,
where all that sort of stuff
wasn't,
came from.
That wasn't the list being released. That was people testifying in court, naming people.
I heard news. Speaking of conspiracy, I heard news the other day that with OJ Simpson, he passed away, and apparently, well, the rumor is that he died from cancer, but sources have come out and said that the cancer was not guilty in the death of OJ Simpson. So now we're going to go down a real rabbit hole here. I don't know who did it. We're going to have to scale the earth to work out who killed OJ Simpson. It's kind of like a catch-22 situation.
Do you think the cancer will write a book about if they were to do it exactly how they would do it.
Yeah, and then get arrested for armed robbery later in their life and drive away in a white Ford Bronco.
Damn cancer.
Damn cancer. Yeah, so big screw up from the prosecution of the cancer. Like, it was pretty obvious that the cancer was there.
If you could bring back
there
one
was a lot of
person,
evidence.
would it be Carl Weathers or OJ Simpson from this year?
Definitely Carl Weathers. What sort of
Would
question
you
is
bring
that?
back OJ Simpson to find out if he really did it?
No, I have a very strong, well, everyone has very strong thoughts on OJ Simpson, but the OJ Simpson case, if you haven't watched The People versus OJ Simpson, I always talk about it, it's an incredible series because it really encapsulates kind of like, I don't know, the context of the time and why he was able to get off. And it was because years and years of, subjugation and
Imagine what it'd be like to live as OJ Simpson post that.
crazy.
Like, would restaurants like turn him down? Like, imagine just everyone recognize you and everyone looks at you as if you're guilty. But
Crazy.
And I'm not saying he isn't. Like, but imagine if he actually was innocent his whole life and he had to live his life like that. That would be rough.
From the DNA evidence, it was a 1 in 8 billion chance that it matched someone else in the world. The DNA that they found. 1 in 8 billion. So the DNA that they found at the crime scene, the chances of that being someone else's, so it matched him. The chance of it being 1 in 8 billion. There wasn't 8 billion people in the earth, so it was like that evidence, all of the physical evidence.
Well, this may be a silly question, but would you rather be guilty and everyone thinks you're innocent, or be innocent but everyone thinks you're guilty your whole life?
Crazy. What's the crime?
Murder. You'd have to say innocent.
I'd want to be innocent and everyone says you're guilty because that means I didn't do it.
But I'll add another level to it. Would you rather be innocent but spend your whole life in jail and be guilty for it, or would you rather be guilty but spend your whole life out of jail and be innocent for it?
Fuck, what a conundrum.
That's a very moral dilemma.
That's a very moral dilemma. I'd still say innocent because I don't want to be a murderer.
Yeah, but you don't have a life then. You might as well just,
well,
yeah. I'm not
easy
gonna
to say not being in that position, but
yeah.
Would you say the same?
I'm not going to answer. Gianni.
Yes.
Our audience. The most important people in the world to us. Because we have such a strong...
We love you guys.
Fan base?
Fan base.
Fan base? Fans? Shock horror. 18 to 24 is our second highest demographic of age. At 28%. Our highest demographic of age is 25 to 34 at 37%.
Wow, we've grown up.
Our audience is maturing.
We've become so mature with our guests. Nice. What about a cultural bro? How's that gender
the female audience is growing, lads.
Is it?
Sorry, not lads.
Ladies.
Our female audience has grown from 13% last time I checked to 16.5%. Although that's the last 28 days. I'll make it
all time.
17.2% all-time female audience. The women are back, baby.
Thank you, guys. We really appreciate it.
If you're a woman out there and you're watching this, thank you for sticking around.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching and listening until this point of the episode exactly.
We're going to try and get more female guests.
And thank you for being a woman. Because without you, the world wouldn't go round. Who run the world?
Girls.
Feels like you were a loaded gun ready to say that.
Who runs the world?
Geography. In the last 28 days, would you guess what Australia would be ranked in order of our best geographies that listen to our podcast?
Third.
Yeah.
Who's second?
First is the United States. 27% of our fan base audience in the last 28 days.
What?
Second, and that's 27%. Second, at 14.5%, the United Kingdom.
Oh, right.
And then third is Australia at 10.8% of
in the last 28 days.
Australia
who's listening in the United Kingdom?
Who's listening in the States? We don't know anyone in the States.
Crazy.
10.8% of our audience is from our home country.
What about next?
Canada's next at 6.3%.
We need to really diversify from our English-speaking background.
India at 3.7%.
Yeah, there you go.
Random topic generators and conversation starters.
All right, guys. So what we're going to do
Ready?
This is how desperate we are for content. We're going to do a random topic generator and conversation starter, and we have to have a proper conversation about it for 3. This is a great segment idea.
We should do this for a whole episode one time.
We should do this for a whole episode.
Which sport is the most exciting to watch? Which sport is the most boring to watch?
Oh, this is so easy. All right, let's go.
Most exciting sport to watch?
So excitement in sports, is it atmosphere from the fans, just general like plays? The game's always moving, can always change directions. I think AFL is very, very exciting to watch, obviously. I'm a big NFL fan because of the athleticism, but it is quite hard to watch sometimes. But in NFL, the game can change on a dime, so it always keeps you on the edge of your seat.
I feel like NBA playoffs.
NBA players are exciting. I struggle to watch a full NBA basketball game.
A game 7 of the NBA playoffs
Where every point matters, yeah.
Close, like neck for neck, neck and neck.
Neck for neck.
Neck. I think a neck and neck game 7 of the playoffs is the most exciting sports game you can watch, especially if it's like the finals.
If it's LeBron versus Kobe.
I think LeBron, what was that game?
LeBron James.
2016 Cavs vs Warriors. Game 7.
Yeah.
Would be probably one of the most exciting games to ever watch in the history of sport.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Every shot matters. And you could say like footy and stuff, but footy is 18 people on the field on each side. Like there's a lot of people on the field. Like there's a lot of people that has to go right. Like it's a lot more congested. Whereas basketball, it's like it can switch like that. Like you go down the other end, you get a chance to score straight away.
Yeah.
It's just the electricity of it.
I like NFL for that.
It all comes down to hitting or missing a shot, but you get like so many opportunities, and then it's kind of like a race against time for the team that's down.
Freak athleticism that sometimes you don't appreciate when you're watching, but if you appreciate the athleticism and the hard work.
There's nothing like a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a buzzer beater to win.
Buzzer beater against the 76ers. Crazy.
Yeah, there's just nothing like
I think the one of the most underrated best sports to watch are sports at the Winter Olympics. Crazy. Goes crazy. So much fun to watch the skiing because they're going so fast, just randomly, out of nowhere.
What other sports are there that would be exciting to watch?
I mean, Football Champions League is exciting. Obviously, it has like slower moments, but
I feel like the most exciting would have to be a fast-paced sport like basketball.
I think AFL is very good just because there's always constant movement, right? Like there's always something going on.
But it has to be a good game of footy. There's a
lot
of
boring.
Golf.
Golf.
To watch. Golf. I don't play, but good to play from what people say, but it's just not boring.
I struggle to get through tennis matches. Watching.
If it's a close tennis match though, it's
good.
If
you're getting to the close part, it's good, but like just like
you got to think about the cream of the crop. So like if it's like
what's the most repetitive sport to watch?
Tennis. But you think about it like a Wimbledon final between
Alcaraz and Djokovic, yeah,
that's like entertaining. Whereas like
obviously.
A golf final, I think the only entertaining one that people tuned in for was like Tiger Woods' comeback.
I think golf is I don't know.
It's too much. You got to be playing.
You have to appreciate it. You have to appreciate the difficulty of it, and then it becomes more enjoyable.
That doesn't mean it's not enjoyable.
No, yeah. Well, I think rugby is so boring. I've never watched a full game of rugby. It just looks so boring.
The international World Cup rugby matches are pretty good.
Yeah,
like when
I did watch highlights for that. But you just keep picking out the top thing. Like it's not still like at the end of it. If you've got to go down to the
but there's boring matches of every sport when you think about it.
Yeah.